Hello everyone, welcome back to ESENtaxa. Andrea Capito here. In this video I'm going to talk about the high net worth individual living in Italy, especially those who want to apply the famous new resident 100k flat tax. So before moving forward, I want to just remind you that this channel is about the Italian tax system, how to optimize taxes in Italy when you become new Italian fiscal resident, and we are here to help you to understand if the relocation to Italy makes sense for you or not. In the description below the video you will find our services, description in quotes, and email esentaxa@gmail.com, in which you can basically write your questions if you want to know something in particular, some clarification. And please, if you like this content, if you're interested in Italian fiscal system and how to optimize taxes in Italy, subscribe to the channel, because in this way you will be notified automatically when we release new content that you might be interested in. And please, notification bell and like button to help us grow. So going back to the topic here, the high net worth individual tax regime that it exists now in Italy, it's addressed to those who have a revenue which passes millions of euros, okay? And the reason why it makes sense for those people is because this regime works like this. You pay 100k to the Italian state, and the Italian state in reverse doesn't want to know anything about you. What does it mean? It means that if you come to Italy and maybe you possess assets abroad, bank accounts, financial products, cryptocurrencies, or you have business with several companies abroad, Italy doesn't want to know about this. Okay? In reverse, you pay 100k. This is the tax. But if you generate income in the Italian territory, so if you start working in Italy, also in Italy, then the income generated in Italy will be taxed normally, at the normally ordinary tax rate, which is the RPF taxation. So this kind of regime is addressed for high net worth individual who wants to live in Italy, enjoy the country, and earning maybe passive income from abroad, or have the business located abroad. This is something that can be considered assimilated, more like a domicilio or no dom scheme that we have in UK, that we have in Ireland, Malta, and other similar countries. And it has something, also some links with no territorial taxation countries. So those countries that tax you on territorial basis rather than worldwide income, world basis. So basically, this tax regime tells you, okay, you're going to pay me 100k, and I will close my eyes at your foreign revenue while you're living in Italy. The thing is that here, which is more interesting, is that you can add we can invite also the member of your family joining this tax regime, which means that you have to only add 25k, not 100k for each family members, but the family members that comes with you, they pay only 25k, which is this is going to be more interesting, because if your family members are millionaire as you, then they're going to pay only 25,000 euro per year, and that's it. So as you can see, it's a matter of calculation, but if you earn globally abroad 10 million euro, basically pay only 100k, it's something like 1%, that in terms of fiscal pressure. Now, what is the most interesting things about this regime? Actually, this regime works very well if you possess a company abroad. There are a lot of tax advisors that tell you on YouTube, on the internet, that basically they explain you the meaning of using an LLC, a limited liability company, mostly incorporated in the United States, right? So we have this product, let's say juridical product or entity called LLC, which is basically one of the most used company that you can basically exploit to run your business. Now, the limited liability company can opt between two types of taxation. One is to be taxed at corporate level, and the second option is to be taxed at a personal level. So the LLC, so we can have two kind of branch: corporate taxation and pass. So basically, the taxation go through the company and it flows straight to your private income as an individual, okay? So if you're a millionaire, if your LLC makes million of euro, or million of dollars, whatever currency you want, and you move to Italy, so you are the owner of this LLC, and you are not, for example, you're not US tax resident, of course, and you move to Italy as a fiscal resident, and you apply this regime that we have just discussed about, all the income that flows to you through the company is not taxed in Italy, okay? So if you have an LLC which apply the option of pass-through company and you are not tax resident of the United States, and you are Italian fiscal resident with this regime, everything that LLC invoices, generates as a revenue, pass through you, but you're not entitled to tax this in Italy because you are paying in Italy a forfeit taxation of 100K plus 25 for each member of your family. Okay, so this is one of the schema that can be considerable. It can be considerable useful for those who use companies like this one to run a business, which is a quite big business. And Italy basically doesn't care if you become administrator of this company, and as an administrator, since you're Italian fiscal resident, for this specific regime, Italy doesn't requalify you automatically, doesn't requalify your company automatically as an Italian one. Because one of the most critical points is that if you're Italian fiscal resident and you are administrator of a company while Italian fiscal resident, also the company can be considered by default an Italian one unless you prove that your business is really run abroad. So basically you have to prove the place of an effective management, where it's located, and based on that, the Italian tax authority can identify this company as an Italian one or not. But if you apply for this regime, the Italian tax authority explicitly said that it's irrelevant. So, of course, the guideline is always to run your business abroad, having multiple people working for the business, have a real economic substance below this LLC in whatever country you have it, but the income of this LLC, the profit of this LLC, pass through you, which you're not taxed in US because you are talking about not US tax resident, and goes straight to Italy. But Italy doesn't tax you because you apply for this regime, and you pay only this fee, which is a fixed amount. And of course, if you're making something like 10 million euro and you pay only 100K, you pay only basically 1% taxes. Keep in mind that this schema works not just with the LLC income, but also with royalties, with capital gains, assets that are under rent, or any kind of things that allows you to receive a passive income, okay? One of the most important things is that this works also with a member of your family. So the LLC can be also owned by your family members, and each and every family members, of course, has to apply for this regime. The trick is the following. If you possess an LLC with another Italian tax resident that doesn't apply for this high net worth individual tax regime, then you might have the risk to receive an audit from the Italian tax agency and that requalify this LLC as an Italian one, as an Italian SRL. Another big benefit of this schema is that any kind of capital gains that you realize with cryptocurrencies, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, it's completely tax-free. There is not even the famous threshold of 21,000 euro that we have discussed in this channel. So in Italy, you don't pay capital gains on cryptocurrencies up to a certain threshold. So that's the reason why you have to follow us in this channel, because we have plenty of information about these cryptocurrency things. But with this schema, with this high net worth individual new resident tax, flat tax, you don't pay absolutely nothing. The only thing you have to do is to hold all your cryptocurrencies in your foreign wallet, in your foreign exchange. For example, in UK, Malta, whatever jurisdiction that holds your exchange and your wallet, okay? Of course, this is something that is automatically verified, because if you're a foreign person, of course, you possess all these goods abroad. And this is automatically done. So basically, imagine to have millions of euros, you have gained like millions of euros with your cryptocurrencies, you realize that capital gains, you are looking for a jurisdiction to pay almost nothing. Here you paid something, but based on your revenue, if you're a high net worth individual, this is basically nothing for you. And you can actually live in a country which is not a remote island somewhere, you're not far from the most important country in the world. Basically, here you are living in the heart of Europe, and you can enjoy your business that runs abroad untaxed, especially if you apply the LLC schema with the pass-through company. This schema works also if you possess companies that apply for the corporate tax solution. So you pay taxes first on a corporate level, and then the dividends is not taxed in Italy. But of course, you have to check if your jurisdictions basically withhold some taxes for non-residents. And this is something that has to be evaluated country by country. And one of the most hidden secret about this regime is that you can basically have the cherry pick solution. So the high net worth individual schema works with all the countries in the world, which means that all the income that you generated from each country, from each country of the entire world, can be a little bit adjusted. If you, for example, you need some tax credit from a certain country which they withhold some taxes on your dividend, for example, you can cherry pick this country and say, okay, this flat tax I want it for these 5 countries, but not for this one, from which I need a tax credit. And then you apply the ordinary RPF taxation for foreign income generated abroad. I hope I was clear. If you want to know more about how to optimize your taxes and pay almost zero if you're a high net worth individual, exploring this schema, explore your foreign companies, just let us know. In the description below the video, you will have the email, ESENtaxa@gmail.com. I will remember to subscribe to the channel. Please like button if you like this content. And if you have any questions, we are really pleased to help you, and see you to the next content.